It's the One More I'm Out of Here podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Carroll. It's Friday. Nice to do a podcast on it. It seems like it's been a while since we've done a podcast on a Friday.
It's been a while since I've been there.
I'm surprised to see Pappas there. We had some question. I mean, literally up until just moments ago, whether or not Pappas was going to be able to join us.
Well,
here's the podcast today.
Here's the deal.
I'm going to explain what to the viewers what happened. He had he was detained for questioning earlier today because his administrative assistant filed a complaint with local authorities, and I think we have a photo of his administrative assistant.
I was waiting.
And there might have been a stalking charge.
This is what I get.
Might have been a.
I had no idea you were a gynecologist as well. You are a man amongst men, literally.
So Andrew, it seems like you've got things squared away, and I'm glad you were able to join us for the podcast today. And
this is the shit. You know, there's an old saying: the mice will play when the cat's away.
This is how you boys in Michigan roll, isn't it? I mean, you're a part-time Michigan guy, but you know, your coach from Michigan, and
so you're throwing me in with the coach,
which we are definitely getting into. Here down the road a little bit.
I'll wait till we get into it. But you know, so this is what happens when you're away and the guys in the studio, the guys in the studio think that they can just fuck around. So that's fine. I'll be back. I'll have you know that. So there was a point.
I'll have you know I don't fuck around. I actually spend time on this. Right.
I know, but this is the problem. So I had forgotten that it's supposed to snow tomorrow. And I had forgotten that it's Friday afternoon, and my wife said, "Can you run me up to the store?" And I was like, "Okay." And sure as shit, I got kind of stuck in traffic. And the store happened to be, where is probably the one place you don't want to go on a Friday afternoon here in Cincinnati.
Begins with a K.
Does.
Ends with an R. Yeah.
Does.
Do you go to the big one? The big Kroger?
No, I didn't go to Kroger. No, it does begin with a K.
Kenwood.
Oh my God. Yeah. No.
And there was a car stalled.
Major mistake.
There was a car stalled on Red Bank, so I was like, "Really? This is going to be a while." So anyway, I did make it in time for the show. I probably forced a couple of cars off the road, and I'm sorry for that. But here I be, and my sickness. Thank you for asking. I think I'm on the. I think I'm over this. This thing lasted about a week. I don't know who else is sick out there, but if you do get sick, it seems to last about a week.
You know what sucks is I started not feeling well going into my Kelly week. So like all days off, every morning I'm waking up feeling like dog shit. But
were you spinning up things that didn't look like they were from Earth or no?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, I had that.
When you guys just let me know when you guys are done talking about your ailments.
Nothing Miller Lite can't handle though.
Then I'll join you for a podcast
because I'm a fucking man.
Well, Dan, we talk about things that are topical, and
look, I don't
topical.
What medical stuff is not topical.
It is topical, Dan, because
people do entire podcasts talking about medical.
Dan, this
talking
is
about
season.
Going to the doctor.
This is the
talking
season
about what
here
prescriptions they take.
In Cincinnati,
talking about what's oozing out of their bodies.
I'm not oozing.
I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff.
Okay, so anyway.
I don't want to talk about your relationship with your
here in Cincinnati.
Assistant.
They're getting sick this time of year, so I felt like it was
nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants.
My mom cares. My mom cares.
Do you give a shit about my? Do you give a shit about my runny nose? Do you?
Yeah. When you're sitting next to me, because you're probably the one that got me sick. Very unclean. You're very unclean.
Very unclean.
I'm gonna take a shower when I go home tonight.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Going back. Now you pissed me off. I'm going back to Greece.
Now he's back to Greece.
Fuck you guys.
Look, that's why he didn't want to come into the studio. Like you said, he wanted to play with his green screen.
I know. That's exactly what he wanted to do.
I'm surprised he's not wearing a toga.
Well, I am underneath my clothes.
If you could have appropriate costume changes with the
look like
backgrounds.
Fucking John Belushi from
that
Animal House.
Something.
Toga.
Well, Andrew, I'm glad you were able to make it.
I'm glad I am too.
Remote. Thank you. All right, where we go? We'll start here. So the thumbnail obviously was a pirate ship, and we haven't podcasted since the quote unquote takeover of a of a tanker. Now, I'm kind of ignorant to some of this shit, so I'm gonna lean on you guys because I don't know what it means. The fuck is that? I don't want that. So yeah, Venezuela accuses U.S. of piracy after seizing massive oil tanker. Which, I mean, I think it's kind of cool, actually, to be honest with you. But what is our purview? Like, I don't know what a sanctioned oil tanker is. What's that mean? Before we even get into the story, because that's in the first line, a sanctioned oil tanker.
Well, they're sending what it is that the accusation is that they're sending this oil against international sanctions to Iran.
Okay.
So why they're sending to Iran, I have no idea, because Iran apparently has its own oil. So I don't understand that. But I will tell you, I don't understand all of it. But it's just another. To me, it seems like Maduro had a weird deal today. He had like some rally and he was dancing and kind of bopping around and talking shit about. Yeah, I mean, now he wasn't doing the Trump dance. He was doing kind of.
It would have been awesome if he'd have done it though.
He had a Guayavera on, and he was doing something, and he was saying that death to the Yankees, or we're going to kick the Yankees' ass.
I saw that. Yeah,
it's just, I mean, honestly, I'm like, whatever. I mean, what is this going on? We're having an advertisement here.
Oh, it's because it's in the page.
I thought somehow I scrolled on something, but I just,
it's a hint for Christmas, Andrew.
You're telling me what you want? You want us to get? You want Dan? I think he wants our names on a necklace.
All three of us, right there.
That's nice.
That'd be very special.
If we can't be in the podcast studio together, we might as well be.
We'll all be together. Anyhow, I was impressed by
I don't understand it. I don't. Why? And we all lean the same way, and we normally agree a lot with what Trump does. But I don't understand this personally, and we haven't talked all this week.
Nope.
Anything about this.
Nope.
So I want your opinions, because I don't understand why we did that. I need my two elders to educate me.
Well, Dan's probably more up on this than I am, but I will say that I just think it's just another step in Trump fucking with Maduro. I mean, I think he's doing everything he can to fuck with this guy, and I just think it's one more step that he's like, what else can we do? I mean, we're blowing up these quote unquote fishing boats, and that's not enough. So let's take it up a notch. There is rumors that we're spending, I can't remember the number, but it's a bunch of money a day for all of our troops that are now sitting in Puerto Rico doing, training in Puerto Rico, kind of flexing our muscles, because the deal is that we're going to go over to, obviously we're thinking of maybe, I don't know, invading Venezuela. I have no idea. I hope we don't, but whatever. I mean, not outside. What do you think this all?
Well, I think as with everything Trump does, this is a positioning move. This is a move that Trump has done, and something is going to happen 5 or 6 moves later that this will. This is a pre-positioning move. I don't understand the entire context of it. But I think this further helps to isolate Iraq and Venezuela a little bit.
I mean, Iran.
Oh, yeah, my bad, Iran.
But all right, so I'm not completely off base with not understanding. I mean, I get the narco boats. Yeah. I get that. I hang my hat on that all day long. But so in this article, it says for multiple years, the oil tanker has been sanctioned by the United States due to its involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. And that's from Pam Bondi. So is he trying to fix former administration shit that said, hey, we're good with this? Like, reading the article, I was super, super confused. The videos were amazing. I love watching.
Yeah, no, the videos were great. No, this is Trump's way of sending a message to Maduro that we are not pussyfooting around. And if he for whatever reason, look, Venezuela has more oil than all the Middle East states combined. Venezuela is just swimming in oil.
Can't get it out of the ground, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And if Trump can it hit him economically by seizing a tanker like this. And apparently they had a line on this tanker before, and it's they've got evidence that it's been used for some kind of international misdeeds. And if apparently there was some maritime regulations that opened the door for them to seize this tanker, then he's going to do it. And so again, I don't understand all the parameters of it, but I think this is a positioning move for something that's going to come down the pipe later.
It says it was seized for a very good reason. That was by Trump. And then asked by a reporter what would happen to the oil aboard the tanker, Trump responded, "We'll keep it, I guess."
We'll keep it, yeah.
A short time later said, "I assume we're going to keep it." Okay. I mean, I didn't know the background behind it. I didn't know if you guys knew any more. And again, like I said, we haven't podcasted since Monday. So this came out, the videos came out. I'm not super versed in it. I don't necessarily agree with everything that he does, but I trust in the fact that he's got a reason and his people have a reason for why they do the things that they do. So I trust in the process, but obviously we're going to have some people probably here and a little bit in the chats that will not, but that's why we're here. That's why we're here, and that's what we love.
Well, but some of those people don't, you can't, nothing that he does, as we discussed before, is ever good for anything. So whatever.
Well, and here live on the internet airwaves, if you want to call it that, I admitted my ignorance. I don't know. So
for what you said,
I'm okay with doing that. Some people aren't.
So what you said, it sounded to me, by hearing what you said, is that the ship, it was ship specific, that the ship was somehow involved in past. So they saw the ship was sailing again, and they said, "Well, we're going to get this ship." And then that's interesting. I had not heard that. So it's just like, I mean, the scuttlebutt is any day now we're going to go in and invade or topple or whatever to Venezuela. I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings on that. I mean, we'll see what happens. Venezuela, the dude's a bad dude, but are we in that business? I mean, never directly, always indirectly. This will be more direct. This will be like, when Reagan, since I'm old enough, this will be like when Reagan went into Grenada. Dan, you remember that? So,
I think the more interesting story is that apparently we either had the FBI or the CIA or one of our clandestine intelligence agencies working to help the duly elected leader of Venezuela escape the country. The woman, they got her out through 10 different military checkpoints. Apparently she was disguised with a wig. They got to the coast, got on a wooden boat, and went to I don't know what island is nearby, Caraco or something like that. And then they got on a plane, and she went to fucking Sweden and got a Nobel Prize. I mean,
she got an award. Yeah, she got an award. I saw that.
So I can't wait to see the movie that gets made out of that.
Right.
of them having her escape from Venezuela, because I think she was, I don't know if she was being held or detained, but she certainly was not looked upon with favor by Maduro. And so she, they thought it best to get her out of there.
I need some protection.
So maybe this was part of that. Maybe this was part of, oh my God, this oil tanker is being seized, and in the meantime, she's making her escape.
Yeah,
from Venezuela, which I think is pretty cool.
I mean, obviously, pretty cool. This has been hitting the airwaves, all week, and Trump's now just he's Blackbeard. He's the Blackbeard of a president because he's pirating ships and whatever.
They're like, we got to get her out of there, and we need a distraction. And Trump's like, I'll give you a distraction.
Here, hold my beer.
Let's get some Blackhawks in there, repel some fucking armed troops down onto the deck of a oil tanker, and make sure the video gets out. That'll be a distraction. It's a pretty good distraction. I don't know.
So, well, we'll see what happens. I'm not, some people, you haven't really heard. I mean, honestly, you haven't really heard too much about it, have you?
The first day and a half, and that's when I grabbed it. Obviously, I throw it into the podcast email mailbox. But yeah, you didn't hear much about it anymore. Bondi came out, made her piece. He made his piece, and then you didn't hear shit.
You would think that, obviously you would hear every Democrat squawking and balking about it, right?
Exactly. And that's where my confusion was.
And you just don't. So maybe they're not that worried about it. I mean, maybe they're like, oh yeah, well, whatever. Because trust me,
could have done that.
Well, I mean, if it is ship specific, which from what you said, it sounded to me like it was, maybe like, oh well, that makes sense. There's nothing we can do about it. Forget it. So, I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. But like I said, time will tell, and we'll see. And the fact that Democrats aren't going batshit crazy about it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Did you see Kristi Noem testifying?
Oh, she was laying down.
She was
the wood.
Fantastic last night.
I did not see it.
And
I knew it was happening. I just forgot to watch.
Benny Thompson is one of the numbnut. And look, every one of those Democrats just made an ass clown out of themselves. But Benny Thompson, who, if that name sounds familiar, it should, because Benny Thompson is the one that headed up the January 6th committee.
Oh yeah.
Along with Liz Cheney.
Oh yeah.
So Benny Thompson starts asking her some questions about the National Guard troops.
Big mistake.
Shot. And he refers to this as an unfortunate accident.
Yes. I heard about it. I didn't watch
And she says, wait a second. She says they were shot in the head.
Mm-hmm.
You consider that an unfortunate accident?
Mm-hmm.
And this guy starts, blah, 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 blah. Hold on. And she's just laying him out. And then he's got to call on the chairman to make her shut up, so he can rephrase his idiotic question.
Point of order.
But think about that. I mean, this is, to my way of thinking, this is very revealing about the way Democrats, and especially libtard, idiotic Democrats, this is the way they process information. This is very revealing of the way they think about things. Mm-hmm. He was trying to, ask about this incident where these National Guardsmen got shot, one dead, the other one still, trying to get his life back in order. Mm-hmm. And he calls it an unfortunate accident. And I was thinking about that. There was another story that didn't get a lot of attention, but over at Health and Human Services, there is a portrait of Rachel Levin.
Oh.
This dude who pretends to be a woman.
Oh, I wish I had that fucking picture.
This dude who pretends to be a woman, for some reason, I guess she was the assistant secretary. And so the Trump administration went in and put her real name, or his real name, Richard Levin, underneath the portrait to correctly identify this person who calls himself Rachel. And so her response to this was, well, that's just petty. And I'm thinking to myself, she called it bigoted. They can, all the LGBTQ supporters, they called, well, then Trump's a bully, and bigot and all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, no, this is just the truth. The truth is your real name is Richard Levin. That's how you were born. That's how we're going to identify you. And she used the word petty. And Pappas, I mean, does this make sense to you? Democrats and leftists look upon the truth as something that is petty, something that can be toyed with, something that can be. And I went back to this committee where you had all these different Democrats who were trying to give just rake Kristi Noem over the coals, talking about how, well, she defied orders and we're going to impeach you and you did all these terrible things, but yet they can't give a single example. And they lie. They just put out one lie after another. And so I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, Rachel Levin says, this move was petty. Well, the move was to put your true name underneath your portrait. So the truth is petty. And all these Democrats who were lying, I mean, the Democrats, leftists, libtard liberals, from Gavin Newsom on down, every one of them just lies repeatedly, and the truth to them literally means nothing.
Well, the truth to a Democrat is fungible. So, it's fungible. If the truth doesn't fit their narrative, then that's something they want to obviously make sure that you don't, that they can change it and they can make it fit what they want it to.
Well, they made up the whole story about Trump and the Russia collusion. It was made up out of whole cloth.
How about the story just the other day about we ordered 2 attacks, the guys are clinging to the boat, and yet they said hit it again. Well, that turns out to be completely fabricated. So
as I'm searching it, and Dan's sitting here watching me go through multiple different websites, nobody's posting that picture, like the actual picture, like with the name change on it.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it either. It's funny. I saw
it. I saw it. I just can't find it now. So it's amazing how some of that shit gets fucking scrubbed. Because I literally just went through like 7 or 8 different sites.
Are you using DuckDuckGo? What's your search engine?
I'm using all of them, dude.
No, I'll tell you. It is a joke. It is a joke, but I mean,
that should be at the top. That should be at the top. That's a kind of a big deal.
I know, but that's the reason I ask. Okay, is I'm going to try DuckDuckGo now, and I'm totally serious
because I was not on.
Hold on, I've got it. I'll send it to you.
I mean, I don't care. It was just funny.
But he's making a point.
Great, I can show you it's a partial picture, but you can see
I wanted
where
to
it says Richard Levin underneath.
Doing a search though, it's amazing how the main and I was going through Google, all of the first 8 sites talked about it, but they didn't show the picture.
Well, back when Biden,
that's the point I was getting.
Back when
Biden, I agree with that.
President, there were videos all over the internet of him molesting these kids, right? Putting his hands on the feeling the little girl's titties and doing all the creepy fucking shit he was doing. Get away from you, sniffing the hair,
sniffing your hair.
And we were on vacation down in Florida. And I was telling my sister-in-law about it because she's a big Trump hater and she wants to vote for Biden. And I said, "Do you know what this guy does?" "Oh no, what?" And I said, "Do you know how he interacts with children?" And I went to look it up, and all I could find were a few highly edited videos that took out the worst offenses. But I mean, those videos got very difficult to find at one point during the campaign.
Well, that's why I said which the search engines do scrub a lot of stuff, and it's actually if you think about it, it's actually kind of scary, that you're sitting there trying to find out the truth, and you would think that it would be something that would be not something that's subject to scrubbing by a search engine, right? Search engine should be almost but the way they type this stuff in and their algorithms they use to come up with the results is pretty frightening. I'm trying to find it. Jason, you're right. I am trying to find a photograph of the plaque.
I saw it when it first happened, and then I haven't been able to find it since.
I'm finding stories all over the place on it, but I cannot find a picture. Well, I saw it in a video, but I cannot find. No one seems to be able to just. But anyway, whatever. I think it's hilarious. I think it's funny. I was on a very similar note.
Your shit is screened and censored.
Yeah. Well, on a similar.
By the way, we're back. We're back on Facebook. By the way.
Oh, cool.
We're out of Facebook jail. I want to.
Well, don't let it happen again.
We did great time while we were in there. We didn't become anybody's bitch. I didn't have to sell Dan for a pack of cigarettes or a roll of toilet paper. We made it. We made it out, brother.
We didn't get shivved.
We didn't get
I've got it. I'm sending it to you right now.
So I mean, here's the deal.
I wanted to search it. That was the experiment.
There was on a similar subject like this that they mentioned his. They put a picture up of his real, his real name, Richard. There was a school, not a school, a township. I think a township or a county just north of us up in Michigan, where you guys love to, we'll get to that subject here in a second. They had a council meeting, and one of the council members proposed just a motion recognizing that there's 2 sexes, and they couldn't agree to that. I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, are you freaking kidding me? This is the world we live in today. There's 2 sexes. How hard is that? Oh, it just drives me nuts.
We don't want to offend anyone. There's too many people out there who think that there's more than one sex, and you've got all the demi this and the fake that. And
I mean, shit, your chief of staff, we just saw her. I mean, him, her, it, whatever. Your chief of staff.
Gynecologist wouldn't see him.
It's unfortunate.
That's right. That's right. By the way, you might in the parting comment, I'd have been like, by the way, you might want to get your prostate checked.
It's funny though,
check that Adam's apple at the door.
You know who's got the picture? RT, that's Russia TV.
There you go.
So there it is. Richard Levin, MD.
It should come up. It's a little delayed there, but
mentally ill. Just mental illness is real. You know what he kind of looks like? He kind of looks like the guys that do what's that Scientology that they do that CB stuff. What do? They have some sort of admiral that leaves the Scientologist church. I can't remember what it is, but they have a ship. Kind of looks like that. That was a big special on Scientology. Good luck. Whatever.
fucking L. Ron Hubbard all day.
But you know what? I don't care if Richard Levin is butthurt.
513. They're called pectorals. They're not tits. They're called
real
pectorals. You fucking loser. You might want to hit the gym every once in a while. I saw your page. Hit the gym, you fucking loser.
Who are you talking about?
Cincy.
513.
But I don't give a shit if Levin is fucking butthurt, because this is just a.
Who gives a shit? Where's he going to be?
Reprehensible.
Where's Richard Levin going to be?
In 4
years.
This person fully advocated for the mutilation of children,
right?
Sex change operations for kids.
Right.
Said that gender affirming care was necessary and life saving and affirming and all this bullshit. Absolute, complete, and total lies. So to Richard Levin, the truth means nothing. The truth is just something to be toyed with. It's all about the agenda. You know, I really think there's a component of this. I think individuals like Levin who are transsexual, I think they live a miserable existence.
No question.
Knowing that they're putting a false front out there every single day. And I really think they want others to join them in their misery. I really think they want others to be just as miserable and have life suck for them as much as it sucks for these people that do this sort of thing. And that's why they can't leave the kids alone, because they know they're vulnerable. They know they're easy to control. Right. And when they want to feed all these false narratives to parents. And Richard Levin was the chief architect of the Biden administration, and you heard Kamala Harris say it time and time again: trans kids, we love trans kids, and trans. And Gavin Newsom is out there talking about, I want more trans kids. I mean, again.
Oh, you didn't send me that.
Gavin, do you think Gavin Newsom wants to be president of the United States so he can do something good for America?
No.
Do you think that's why he wants to be president?
Okay.
The only reason
you're batting 500 there.
The only reason he wants to be president is because it gives him a fucking chubby. That's the only fucking reason why.
Did you see he's touting his new book? He came out with a new book.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he's touting a new book saying how. Now, I want you to understand something. I did not know. Maybe Dan, you knew. I did not know that he is godson of the Getty family. I mean, he's got access to John Paul.
I did know that.
Okay. I got to tell you something. There's Rich and then there's Getty Rich. And I mean, Getty Rich is that's a whole other level. And Gavin Newsom comes out with this book and he's lamenting that he was, a real guy, but he was trapped in a rich world and he was kind of trying to live in both worlds. And he's really a regular guy, but he's got to associate with really rich people, and it's really tough, and how he's almost a victim.
Well, then he talked about how he grew up in the mean streets. Yeah, what do you say? Just eating peanut butter and jellies,
microwaving that mac and cheese,
that mac and cheese And the way on that podcast, I can't remember which one it
A
was,
lying sack of
but
shit.
he's with two black guys, and all of a sudden his whole demeanor changed. Man, I grew up in the streets, man.
Yeah.
He sounded like fucking Biden. Man, these streets in Scranton, and then it was somewhere else, and then it was somewhere else.
Well,
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Corn Pop was
a bad dude.
The sad part of it is, and what causes me concern, is he's really, I mean, there was Slick Willie, but Gavin Newsom is slick. I mean, he is really, really slick, and he's slippery. And
he's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
A sizable chunk of the population, a sizable chunk of very stupid, low IQ people, like the person that just made a comment, will go out and support the guy and believe his bullshit. And don't get me wrong. I mean, you could say, okay, here's the deal. I don't have to tell you Trump's a man of the people, right? But the working man likes Trump. That's why the working man voted for Trump. That's why Trump goes out and says hi and welcomes the guys into the White House that were working on the flagpoles outside, construction crews. You can say what you want about Trump, but what Trump does understand, it's construction and construction crews, because he's been in the business his whole life and he can relate to them. You cannot say the same thing about Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom's never done a day's work, and not that the Trump has, but Trump's been in the development, so he's been around those guys.
Right.
Gavin Newsom's been eating brie and freaking photo ops. Got it. Life is a photo op, except if you look like you. I will tell you that I am worried about Gavin Newsom because he is so slick and he rolls and he doesn't get flabbergasted easily. He doesn't get flapped easy. And
is there any chance in hell any of the three of us sitting right here are going to ever have a meal at the French Laundry?
No.
At that?
No. During COVID, when everybody else is supposed to be locked down and on masks, and they go in there, rules for me but not for thee, or rules for thee but not for
How about, I mean, the elite of the elites.
But beyond elite. I mean, beyond elite. I mean, beyond, it's almost like, Kamala saying she was down with the struggle when she was raised. She was raised in Canada, for God's sakes, and in an upper middle class neighborhood.
Well, you got Bill Clinton being now.
Well, when she lived in California, she lived in a
Slick
nice
Willie, being just that suave, debonair guy who obviously it worked out well for him underneath a desk. Oh shit! Sorry, you gotta get out of here,
Bogey.
I need that cigar back, by the way.
Yeah.
But he has that polished look.
He's polished,
and I am fucking the same way, and I hate it because I talk with my hands. But watching an interview with him,
oh yeah, he can't. He'll knock you out.
I have to sit on my hands because I get so goddamn irritated because it's everything is. Well, I mean, you just don't understand what I'm trying to get across, like that type of shit.
Fuck him.
It's so
well, the reason I say it is,
but he is a threat. He's definitely a threat.
He's a big threat, and people should be concerned. Outside of California, people that live in California know what he's done to the state, and he knows what a douchebag he is. Outside of California, people see him as a viable alternative, and I think people should be genuinely concerned about what the future holds for politics if Gavin Newsom decides. And he's running for president. There's no question.
Oh, there is no question.
So
you like that color? Tyler is the man. I love it.
That's rough.
Britt, who lives in California, is obviously seeing it, firsthand. And she sends me shit about him all the time via DMs and whatever. It's funny as hell. Yeah, they fucking hate him there, but they love to hate him. That's the thing.
Too much baggage. If 513 said he has too much baggage, let me tell you something. There's no such thing. The problem with that statement is there's no such thing as too much baggage when you're a Democrat and you have the national media. Yeah. When you have the national media who's going to clearly be on your side, there's no such thing as too much baggage. It doesn't exist.
They have no concern.
I mean, who's running for? I'll answer that question.
We'll chuck that in a dumpster. We'll bring it back out later.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who's running for governor of California right now?
The dude who did,
I can't remember his name.
No, the dude from Fox News with the bald head, Steve Hinton. Is that his name?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
For Democrat. Who's running on the
Oh,
Democrat?
on the Democrats. Oh, that nasty woman. Oh, what is her name?
Who else is running?
Who was the? I think she was the. She was like the majority leader.
Eric Swalwell.
Swalwell is running for governor.
Swalwell's running for governor of California.
He is.
Yes, he is.
I
And
missed
he
that.
was. And Eric Swalwell is probably leading the charge. And let me tell you something. Eric Swalwell was literally sleeping with a known Chinese spy.
Fang
Yeah.
Fang.
And that doesn't matter. And
Fang
that
Fang with Fang Fang.
correct.
Be ready. 15 minutes.
$5. And that doesn't even never is mentioned every time they show
Of
him.
course not.
And so don't tell me there's too much. There's no more baggage than that. That's about as much baggage as you can almost carry. And the press doesn't mention it. He gets a pass. He's covered fawningly. And
Derek
that's the way the
Grassi,
media works here in
Ethan
the United States.
Argwal, Xavier Becerra, Carolina Bueller,
Xavier Becerra, he
Calderon,
was in the Biden cabinet.
Zoltan Istvan,
Yeah, but Saul is making a strong charge.
Thunder Parlay. This guy's a software engineer. He should have been a porn star. Thunder Parlay. Can you imagine that? Coming to your screens here soon. Thunder Parlay.
This part actually, it's a pretty good name. It's a really good name.
Katie Porter, former U.S. representative.
Katie Porter, that's the one. She's the
Raji Robb, Tom Steyer, Eric Swallow as well.
Tom Steyer's running for governor in
Yep.
in California.
I guess we should ask
According to
who's,
Wikipedia,
God, he's a huge Trump hater.
Tony Thurmond, Antonio
He's a billionaire too. I think.
Villaraigosa, and Betty Yee.
So there's never too much. There's never too much when you're a Democrat. Sadly, in today's media, there's never too much. There's never too much baggage ever. If you're a Republican, forget it. I mean, you do one thing and they'll blow it up into a molehill. That's just
we should write down all the profundities we're putting out there today. I mean, we're putting a lot of them out there today.
I mean, hey, book it.
Good
Book
stuff.
it.
I can only do so much show prep, so you guys are in charge of that.
You know, I got to talk to Pappas on the radio the other day. Did you have fun? Was that a fun interview on the 55 show, 55 KRC?
I always have fun on the radio with you, Dan, because I'm always trying to skirt if you're going to dump me with a button. I'm always getting close to being dumped with a button. I always have a good
I don't
time.
think I've ever dumped you.
I mean,
I've
what
never dumped
an
you on the
easy
radio.
lead though to get Pappas on the fucking radio. Like,
It's not. Yeah, it's if you need
what an easy
gas.
lead. You're like, oh, I'll throw the
Call
bobber in the
Pappas.
water, and Pappas is like, yep, got it. I mean, come on,
I
You better-
enjoy.
better, Dan.
Well,
Do better, sir.
actually, I didn't set it. Joe Strecker's the one who set it up,
Joe
Well,
set it up.
okay.
and you can vouch for that. Strecker's the one who called you and said,
Let me ask you a question.
"Get you on the
Did-
show tomorrow."
Did you enjoy the segment that I did?
Oh, it's a great segment. No, we always have a great time on the radio,
Always have a great time on the radio.
and the reason
it is fun to listen to.
how many times and I want 513 to listen to this.
Mm.
When I have you on the radio, Pappas, how many times do we discuss ahead of time what the questions are going to be or what we're going to talk about?
We don't.
Never.
Never. Just rolls.
Just roll.
Wherever the
Joey-
conversation goes,
Okay.
wherever the conversation goes, we just roll with it. It's natural. And I don't even know half the time. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about.
I think there was one time, it was either right before Thanksgiving or right before Christmas. I had you on, and I said, you know what? Let's leave the politics aside and talk about your involvement with Honor Flight. And so we had a great conversation about Honor Flight. I think that might qualify as the only time that I've had you on where we discussed ahead of time and said we're going to talk about this. We talked about, and I didn't say I'm going to ask this question about Honor Flight. I said let's talk about Honor Flight, and that was another great conversation.
Speaking of not discussing anything, I think you should invite Cincy on the radio. I think we should send him a text message.
Why?
And you should have him on and debate him on the actual airwaves, because I mean he says this podcast is bullshit. But yet he tunes in every time.
He hates to listen to me on the radio. He said so.
I
Wait a
think
second.
I think that you should have him on a debate.
But don't you think
the
you should?
7 minutes that you get between radio breaks.
Well, but that's when he's on 700. Don't you think you should have someone on the radio with him that's actually done something in politics rather than some wannabe that hasn't done jack shit?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of discourse back and forth. I mean,
he's so pissed off right now. I just picture he's got a shoe at home. He's over there just tearing the leather off his shoe. Whatever. Gives a shit.
Where do I find these Dan Pappas shows? Go on iHeart. You go on iHeart to find them.
Wonder if he's sad that
cover for Brian Thomas when
I did Brian Thomas's show on Tuesday of this week.
Yeah,
and,
so you can find them there.
That should be on wherever they put their Joe Strecker puts the podcast. So.
Tuesday. It was great. Full 30 minutes.
Here, actually, real quick before we do this, let's hit our sponsor real quick, and then we'll get into the rest of the meat of the show.
Hi everyone, Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go for your business, industrial, and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who is a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made.
Can I correct the record for a second?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Because to show his fundamental lack of intelligence about politics, which isn't particularly difficult, how is I an ousted trustee? How does that ousted? I don't understand. Did I lose an election that I'm unaware of? Because, I mean, if you're that stupid, do you have any documentation to your idiotic statement, or do you just type first and think secondly? I mean, it's just amazing to me how stupid he is. And yet we put him on. I mean, why would I want to put a person like that on the air? I mean, that's just bad radio. But anyway, I enjoy your comments. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Keeping the algorithm alive.
Jesus Christ. Like an idiot. Anyway. It's all good.
Do you want to go here? Where do you want to go?
You're driving the show. You can go wherever you want.
You sent me shit.
What did I send you? Oh, the Jasmine Crockett thing?
Yeah.
So Jasmine Crockett is making a lot of – she's running for senator in Texas. And she apparently feels that she has a lot of wind in her sails. And so I don't know when she made the comment that she wanted to challenge someone to find a clip of her saying – invoking violence. And so the RNC, how about that, Pappas? The RNC actually
2 seconds. How long did it take them?
It took, well, they actually took up the challenge and produced a video of our friend Jasmine Crockett, and it looks a little something like this.
I'm hoping there's no ad in here. I don't know.
All right, here we go.
Go and find a clip of a Democrat invoking violence.
Let's extinguish him for good. I will go and take Trump out tonight.
We're going to fight it in the courts, and we're going to fight it in the streets.
When they go low, we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
Right. We're walking down a damn different path. We're fighting fire with fire. We're going to punch these sons of bitches in the mouth by taking behind the gym and beat the hell out of them.
Punch back, kick back.
Fucking Beto.
Beto.
And win some fucking power.
Fight back, punch back, and make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down.
Kick them when they're down.
They deserve it.
I think that you punch. I think you punch.
There she is.
There's that, Jazzy.
We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off. And I say, bring it on.
Yeah.
We are not only going to punch you back, but we are going to knock you out.
There she is again.
We're at war right now to save this country. And so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Well, I am here to tell you, not only are we going to punch back, but we about to beat you down.
There she is again.
Yeah.
Damn it, shut down the city!
That's Letitia, isn't it?
I am war!
When they go low, we kick them. even in states where Donald Trump won big, that it does you any good running away from Donald Trump. I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them.
Sounds like insurrection to me.
And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
So there you go. There's our friends, the Democrats, with a little bit of violent rhetoric. They didn't put my favorite one out there. Was Barack Hussein Obama talking about bringing a gun to a knife fight? You know, that's the Chicago way. That's how we do things in Chicago.
We don't fuck around here in
Chi-Town.
In Chi-Town.
I'm going to meet you at the big Obama obelisk, and I'm bringing my gun to a knife fight. Have you seen that monstrosity that's being built in Chicago? That's going to be
his library,
the Barack Hussein Obama Library.
What's the cost on that? Let's look that up. What is the cost on that right now?
It looks like it's ridiculously expensive. And when I was in the military, we used to call that a FRED, F-R-E-D.
Oh my God! It's at $830 million. Holy shit!
It looks like the garbage scow from Star Wars.
It actually does. It actually does.
Right?
The Jawas in it.
The first Star Wars one where the thing went around and collected all the garbage.
Yeah, it's the Jawas thing. The Jawas were in. Yeah, it does look like that. And I don't understand. First of all, it's behind. It's over budget. It's behind schedule. It's nobody really there seems to think it's good looking, but it looks almost. It's not Orwellian. It's very East German. Or Soviet era design. If you've ever been to a city that has Soviet era construction in it, they're really, really cold and stark, and it almost has that look to it. It's terrible, but hey, it's in Chicago, so who gives a shit? I'm not going to go see it. I don't give a shit. State. It's a Democrat state in a Democrat city. What do you think it would take to get you or I to go visit Chicago? The Miracle Mile is pretty much done. There's violence all over the place up there. It's not safe. I mean, why would I want to do that? I'll just go online. And you know what? They sell. I mean, I can find Uno's Pizza probably in the frozen section. So fuck it.
So it's funny. Jill and I last night we watched a movie, The Breakup, with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston, and just laying around, chilling out. And Chicago used to be a very fun town to go visit. I loved downtown Chicago. You could not pay me to go to downtown Chicago.
Exactly.
At this point.
Exactly.
And she'd been there many times, and we were talking about it. She was like, it's just such a shame because that downtown, there's so much history there and so many good things that were there, but now they're not.
Well, you can say the same thing about New York City here in another year.
You say the same thing about Cincinnati as well. But New
does
York,
Chicago pay people to come to their city and violate their laws and disobey police and cause vandalism and violence and pay them a $10,000 to $12,000 windfall?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, 12. That's
weird. Do they
may
that?
not. They may not know what we're talking about. They may not know what we're talking
apparently there were some city council members who said there are other cities across the country. I think it was Jan Michelle Lemon Kearney who said there are other cities across the country that have similar lawsuits like this, and they're paying a lot more money than we are. So our legal department did a really good job. I mean, come on. So look.
Oh, you're talking about the lawsuit.
Yeah, the settlement that was announced. $8.1 million, and this goes back to the summer of the Wuhan 2020, when there were uprisings all over the country because the drug dealer thug George Floyd lost his life underneath the
Saint Floyd.
George Floyd, the same George Floyd, okay, who wound up having a lethal dose of drugs in his system, but never mind that.
Right.
So there are uprisings all over the country. And I remember that time because at night the wife and I get home from work. I'd turn the TV on. What are we going to watch on TV tonight? Well, let's watch the riots and see what's happening see which city is going up in flames. And so it took a little while, but the riots eventually came to Cincinnati, and we had a couple of nights where we had, I think it was a total of 80 stores in the downtown Cincinnati had their windows broken out. The Hamilton County Justice Center, I remember the video of these thugs and demonstrators taking a police barricade, smashing it through the window of the Hamilton County Justice Center. There were objects thrown at police. There was actually one police officer who got shot in the head, but for the Kevlar helmet that he had on.
Correct.
Who knows what would have happened to that individual? So on the second night of this, the mayor, John Cranley, a Democrat, by the way, did the right thing, ordered a curfew, emergency ordinance, no one on the street after 8 o'clock at night.
Right.
The next night, police go out there. Demonstrators show up. They try to reenact the violence that they had committed before, the vandalism. And what did our law enforcement do?
Shut it down.
County police, Hamilton County Sheriff's deputies shut it down.
Shut down.
Made arrests, took people to the Justice Center. Well, our Justice Center is not the biggest in the world. When you take over 400 people to the Justice Center, it takes a little time to process through. So they had to wait. And it might not have been the most comfortable circumstance.
No, poor Day-Day. Poor Day-Day's waiting in line.
Might not have had their potty break right away. Might they might not have got a bottle of water right away. The accommodations may not have been to their liking. So Al Gerhardstein and his friends from the ACLU decided to sue 2 years after the fact.
Right.
And our city council, our city manager, after some very intense negotiations,
yeah, tense. I can see that.
Decided the best they could do was an $8.1 million settlement, with $2 million and change going to the attorneys, and the rest of the thugs who got arrested, splitting up a pot of around $6 million.
Right.
So the message,
we did that, man.
I don't know how
12.5.
Any other message goes out other than if you come to our city and you disobey police, you disobey the lawful orders of the mayor of the city, then you are in line for a $10,000 to $12,000 windfall.
Yeah. So if you take I just round numbers, I took $6 million, taking the $2 million out for the attorneys, divided by 400. Just again,
it's 479 is the actual number.
15 grand per person, because you were inconvenienced for your fucking derelict behavior.
Yeah, well, they actually break it down, and they've actually decided that there are a number, I think it's around 20, who were the leaders of the lawsuit, and for their efforts, they get like an additional $5,000.
Oh, it's like Black Lives Matter.
Isn't that great?
It's like the leaders of Black Lives Matter. They get more money than everybody else does.
So I mean, I've been pretty incensed by that over the last several days.
Did you notice that council was like they saw that people were really incensed about this?
Yeah.
So the council was like, well, we're going to look into this deeper. And then they turned out and passed it anyway. They didn't even have a whole lot of discussion
with
on it.
Unanimous approval. And then Scotty Johnson goes out there and he says, well, we just can't have people coming into our city and breaking our laws and then figure out that they're going to get a check for it.
Apparently we
But
can.
then what does he do? He goes ahead and approves it anyway. Have some fucking balls, man. Have some hanging down fucking gonads and stand up and say no. Not only no, but hell no. I'm not approving this. If I'm on city council, I'm going ballistic and I'm saying my vote on this is
Dan,
but
Dan,
hell no.
Dan, you would never get elected to city council.
I know, and neither would you.
I would never get elected.
That's why. And spoiler alert for 513. If he goes and listens to our podcast, I said, Pappas, let me give you a hypothetical. If you were on city council, which of course we know he would never be on city council,
never ever.
But I said, then the question was, would you approve this settlement? And I mean, the response was highly.
And the other thing is that all these people that are on council will get resoundingly reelected because the election. Well, I know, but even post this decision, this won't affect them, and they know it won't affect them because this is, this is the demographic that is voting in downtown Cincinnati. I mean, hey, how many businesses have to close? How many businesses have to leave before the people are going to get cause and effect? And we're not there yet. So do I care? No, I can go downtown. But hey, good thing, the county shortly after this, the county now has approved another $300 million so that you will go downtown and watch football games in a stadium that, is used 8 times a year, 7 times a year, 5 times. I don't even know. So, I don't understand what's going on here, but at some point this Democrat-led city, county is going to finally do enough that people say, I'm not, either I'm moving or I'm not taking part in supporting this anymore. And like you said,
last election cycle, we had 28% of the voters came out and bothered being asked to vote. 20
and 80% of them voted for the mayor. 80% of them voted for the mayor and reelected the council. And I mean, at the end of the day, you mentioned we led into this saying, well, Chicago has a lot of history. New York has a lot of history. Well, you know what? History is one thing. It's in the past. And the problem is that you can't just keep leaning on that history. You got to have good governance to continue moving forward and making a safe environment that people feel welcomed and safe to come into your city. I don't think that's the case here now. We're investing a lot of money into football stadiums, into convention centers, but the one thing we're not seem to be investing a lot of money and or time and or energy in is public safety, and that's a problem.
And you had no idea all the tabs I had open, but you rolled it in, and we've talked about this before. In your local elections mean shit. You have to, elections have consequences, as you always say, and electing good judges to do the right thing. And I don't know if it was you or Dan that sent me this, but I had it queued up. This is a perfect example.
That grocery store footage. Your 12-year-old son was choking to death. This man saved his life with the Heimlich, and you're in my courtroom trying to sue him for assault? That's disgusting. Every charge dismissed.
LaToya Brooks is suing Marcus Reynolds for $150,000. She alleges that while he performed the Heimlich maneuver on her choking son, it was very inappropriate and disturbing.
He hurt my baby. That man put his hands on my child. My little boy still has nightmares because of what he did to him. How could you do that to an innocent child? You did that.
In a swift ruling, the judge dismissed every charge with prejudice, declared Mr. Reynolds free to go, and ordered Ms. Brooks to pay all court costs and reimburse the defendant for his time.
Thank God.
I watched that grocery store footage. Your 12-year-old son was choking to death. This man saved his life with the Heimlich, and you're in my courtroom trying to sue him for assault? That's disgusting. Every charge dismissed.
So with that, and I bring that in the fact that we've talked about our judges here locally, in the county, but for the audio listeners, I want them to know that was a African American judge and an African American mother who was suing this white fella
that saved her son's life.
I mean,
what was he choking on? Do we know?
I think he opened candy or
Did he
whatever.
stick something in his mouth?
I think it was candy.
Okay,
I think
right.
because it looked to me that looked like a candy aisle.
Something too big to swallow.
Yeah, I mean, just something to block his airway.
Have you, as a first responder, ever performed the Heimlich maneuver
I have.
on an individual?
I have.
It works, doesn't it?
It does. It absolutely does. So watching that,
should we demonstrate?
Please do.
I'll do it with AI after since I'm toying with that. Oh, I'm going to send you a video. I'll figure it out.
All right. Okay.
But no, I just we talk about it and it's everywhere, not just Cincinnati. Obviously where we're local, but it's everywhere. And when you have it's just nice to see
a common sense judge.
Thank you.
We don't have common sense. You know who would not have made that ruling like that?
Was it fuck?
Judge Silverstein?
I always want to pronounce it the way you do.
Judge Silverstein would not have done that. I mean, hey, listen, more power to the judge. Look, I sent you that video. I don't even know where it's from, but God bless her, because we need so much more of that. That lady going up there and that poor man being drugged through that. Are you kidding me?
Was he a store employee?
He was.
I think it was just somebody
there.
in the store.
He was a patron.
A good Samaritan.
Yeah.
Your kid is choking. Did he need to seek her permission?
And that's the question. Where was she
to save
at?
your kid? Yeah, where were you?
Yeah, I mean,
she's probably filing her fake nails down while she was sitting in her car.
It's that type of shit, though, and I would never do it. I always make the joke, but I would never do it. But it's like, oh shit, I didn't see anything. You know what I mean? Because you get drugged through the fucking mud.
That's why you wonder why when you see people. I mean, how many times do you guys? I mean, I saw a video today of. I was going to send it to you. It was just before the show came on, and there's a Christmas parade in, I want to say, Connecticut. Okay, and there's a Christmas parade, and they're waiting for Santa, and a brawl breaks out, and everyone's just picking up their phone and on their phones filming it. I'm like, no one wants to step in anymore and maybe do the right thing, break up the fight, save the kid, because at the end of the day, behind every good intention is an attorney waiting to screw you. For laying hands on my kid. So she brings this poor guy to court, probably small. Well, no, it was 150 grand, right? So it was not small claims court,
right?
And I don't care if the judge, listen,
she makes attorney to take that case though.
She might have, because she was chewing her out, but that is a good common sense judge, and that goes across party lines. There's bad. There's common sense judges. Doesn't matter. Party doesn't matter.
Right.
Thank God she called her out like that. And it gives you it's sadly that's too few and too far between, if you ask me.
Right. It gives credence to the fact that there's still good people out there that want to do the job the right way. But again, too far and few between.
Too few, too far between, few and far between. But
anyway, it sucks. No, it's terrible, because these are the people that we're electing.
Mm-hmm.
And I use we loosely, but when you have OR bonds and no cash bail and all that bullshit, and then these fuckers are right back out on the street.
I mean, you guys were talking about Chicago a second ago. Did you know? I mean, you may not have known, but did you know that Pritzker released 1,700 criminal illegal aliens into the Illinois? I mean, and including murderers, pedophiles, and kidnappers, because he didn't want to cooperate with ICE. That's 1,700 hardened criminals that are. And you say, well, why don't you want to go to Illinois? And I'm sure they weren't in. Pick another town in Illinois that you'd want to go to. I mean, seriously, you're going to Chicago. What else is in Illinois? I've driven to Chicago. There's nothing but cow shit before you get there, and there's not a whole lot else past there.
And then tolls and traffic.
Tolls and traffic and crime. And why in the hell do you want to go there? I mean, you guys know, you've driven from Indy to Chicago. There's nothing. There's just windmills and pig farms. That's it. That's all there is.
Unless you make a stop in Gary and just
Gary,
out.
Indiana. What are you going to go see? Apparently, that's like the war. Go see the Jackson Memorial.
Then he gets shot.
I mean, it's ridiculous. 1,700 hardened criminals, illegal aliens, and he didn't want to call ICE on the detainers, so he let them loose. Well, I mean, you cannot have a society like that. Pritzker doesn't care. He's rich. He's not going to be affected by it. And he's going to get reelected. Because why? Because he has a D next to his name. And the people in the cities will continue to vote for anybody that has a D next to their name, because they've been conditioned Democrat good, Republican bad. Okay.
You know what else Pritzker is doing?
Eating.
So the one thing that was included in the Trump big beautiful bill was no tax on tips.
And he's probably taxing your tips. On the state level.
Pritzker, along with several other Democrat governors, are signing legislation that will keep taxes on tips in their states.
There's no doubt in my mind.
No, we got the governors of Colorado, New York, Illinois, and the District of Columbia, all signing legislation that say no. So I mean, think about it. Who are the people that work for tips?
Waitresses, waiters, bartenders,
service industry people.
Yeah, these people work for tips, a huge part of their income.
Not wealthy people. not wealthy people at all.
So Pritzker and the governor of Colorado and Kathy Hochul in New York, they all say, nope, we need that money more than you do. And so we've got legislation that is going to keep taxing your tips.
Good.
That's
you can move. You know what you do then? You move.
And Pritzker's the guy that wants to run for president too.
Well, I mean, Pritzker's not, the problem with Pritzker is he is not nearly as slick as Gavin Newsom. He's not, the camera doesn't like him as much as Gavin Newsom. So I don't think Pritzker does not come off as a warm fuzzy. He just comes kind of off as just a prick, like a union thug prick.
Again, we watched The Grinch last night.
Oh, God.
Pritzker reminds me of
the original Grinch,
the mayor of Whoville.
You watched the cartoon, The Grinch?
No,
right?
no, the one with Jim Carrey.
That's not the Grinch.
No,
that's not the Grinch. That's not
Or how the Grinch stole. Whatever, you old fucks. I'm just telling you, it won me.
The original was the best.
The original was the best. Sorry.
That little dog is pulling the play.
The dog's the best. The dog's the best. It's like sight.
His name's Max, and it still happened in the Jim Carrey version.
Not the same.
Old fucks.
It's not the same as the original one.
But in the Jim Carrey one, Pritzker looks like the mayor of Whoville in that movie. If you just throw some curls
I know, he is
up like this, he looks dead on him. I'm just telling you.
I know we got to go.
God, you motherfuckers talk so much.
But no, I got
so many more things to go over.
I don't know about you, but I'm seeing all over my social media these people keep posting.
I'm not on social media.
Yes, you are. Should Trey Gowdy be the next Attorney General of the United States? And my answer is hell no.
No.
Trey Gowdy, no. Absolutely not.
I like him, but I mean, he's a little. I mean, no.
I'm just saying, no. It's something I see on my social media all the time, and I'm sick of people posting that. There's no way in hell Trey Gowdy should even be remotely considered.
So they're already got. I mean, I have heard that they're Bondi's kind of wearing her welcome out. No, Trey Gowdy is not the right choice.
Well, Trey Gowdy fronted the Venezuelan oil tanker move. So if she was in the doghouse with Trump, then she wouldn't have been the front person on that. So she is. So I think she's fine.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, I also heard rumors early on. People are like, "Oh, what's his face isn't going to stay long at defense because Hegseth's on his way out." I got to tell you, I think Hegseth. I mean, honestly, I like Hegseth as the DOD. I think. I mean, I compare. You want to compare somebody? You're going to be. Everyone's like critical. Like everyone's Monday morning quarterback. I got to tell you, after freaking Lloyd Austin, are you fucking kidding me?
Has Hegseth walked away from the office for 2 weeks and not told anybody?
Told anybody he was under sedation. He was getting operated on and literally under sedation.
They're like, we don't know where he is, but he'll be back, I'm sure.
Did Hegseth show up with not only a mask on but a face shield on top of it, walking around like a freaking idiot?
That was
the guy was a fucking idiot.
Fucking unbelievable.
I mean, at least say what you want. Hegseth. Yes, I do like Hegseth. You know why? Because it's apparent to me, it looks to me that the troops like Hegseth. They like the fact that they are taking orders from a guy that has the balls to wake up in the morning. He's been there, done that. And then what else does he do? He exercises with the troops, which, might seem like a small thing, but I think it's a really big thing. I think it's those little things that make a lot for morale.
That is
it shows that you're leading from the front. Now, you might criticize him for X, Y, or Z. Maybe he's got too many tats for you, but I'm pretty sure you're probably a freaking Greg Landsman's fan. You probably got pictures of his tats on your freaking wall taped up at home. But I mean, I do like Hegseth. He's not perfect, but when you compare him to who his predecessor was, I mean, it's night and day.
Show me a perfect politician, though. Show me that.
Well, I mean, you got camera here, former politician.
Well, you were low budget.
I was low budget. Only a town of 40,000 people.
What was it? Washed up or ousted? What was it?
Ousted politician.
Ousted politician. 40,000 people, bigger than most cities. Voted twice, overwhelming, beloved by zillions. But that's okay.
Beloved by zillions. So Pappas, you joined in late. we'll cover the rest of these the next show because there's more coming with that.
One of three.
Wait, it is.
Wait.
There's always leftover stuff.
Talking
There's
about.
always
Can I say something
about Michigan head coach? We're going to talk about that. But Pappas, we're going again Monday.
Okay, I'll be here.
Monday evening.
I'll be there.
Whether you're here or whether you're not, it's happening. So I'm just letting you know.
One of three, better than none of any. Loser.
So you have to switch screens because I want to see what he's saying. But everybody, thank you for tuning in. We will be back Monday.
Are you saying you saw a picture of 513 shirtless? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't. I'm just saying he probably has a picture. Remember when Landsman got a tat and the Enquirer threw his tatted chest on the front cover of their magazine? They thought it was really cool. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So weird.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Gross. But yeah, we'll be back Monday. We appreciate you guys. Tell a friend, tell everyone, and make sure you download and subscribe on all the audio apps and YouTube. And we'll see you Monday.
Hit the button.
Hit the button.